Well, hello, my YouTube fellas and gals. So, if you're new to my channel, my name's Tammy. I own a used bookstore, but I'm also a resource center that if you don't buy books from me, you can look them up on your tech gadget. Whether you have a Kindle or Nook, use your phone, whatever you use. And I read the synopsises of 10 books per video, and you can go look them up. I will leave everything in the description below, even the ISBN number, which is the International Standard Book Number, for you to go find it. Or you can just look it up by the author and the title of the book. So with that, you could reach me through tammysmakeuptreats@gmail.com or Minda's Bookstore and more on Facebook. And please come and join the Minda family. We like hearing from you and feedback. So today we are on lot 63. These will all be hardbacks, and we're still in the action and suspense category. So here, which is one of my favorites too. So So here is the first book. It's called Scarpetta, and it is by Patricia Cornwell. This is what the book looks like. It's a psychiatric hospital. There's the cover. This is a 2008 copyright, and this is what the book is about. Yes, this is my little cheat sheet, which will come out of the book when they're sold. Leaving behind her private forensic pathology practice in Charleston, South Carolina, Kay Scarpetta takes up an assignment in New York City, where the NYPD has asked her to examine an injured patient on Bellevue's hospital psychiatric prison ward. The handcuffed and chained patient, Oscar Bain, has specifically asked for her, and when she literally has her gloved hands on him, he begins to talk, and the story he has to tell turns out to be one of the most bizarre she has ever heard. The injuries, he says, were sustained in the course of a murder that he did not commit. Is Bain a criminally insane stalker who has fixed on Scarpetta, or is it a paranoid tale true? And is it he who's being spied on, followed, and stalked by the actual killer? The one thing Scarpetta knows for sure is that a woman has been tortured and murdered, and more violent deaths will follow. Gradually, inexplicable, and horrifying truth emerges. Whoever's committing the crimes knows where the prey is at all times. Is it a person, a government, and what is the connection among the victims? In the days that follow, Scarpetta, her forensic psychologist husband, Benton Wesley, and her niece Lucy, who has recently formed her own forensic computer investigation firm in New York, will undertake a harrowing chase through the cyberspace and the all too real streets of the city, an odyssey that will take them at once to places they never knew, but also much, much too close to home. Throughout, Cornwell delivers shocking twists and turns and the kind of cutting edge technology that only she can. Once again, she proves her exceptional ability to entertain and enthrall. So there is book number 1. Book number 2 is 4 complete mysteries in one book. We have Death by Sheer Torture, Death of a Perfect Mother, Death in Cold Climate, and Death of a Mystery Raider by Robert Barnard. This is what the book looks like. It's got a little fading across the top of it. This is a 1981 copyright. It's got some aged pages. It is one thick read. And this is what it's about. Death by Sheer Torture has Inspector Perry Trethowan pursuing his own father's murder, an unfortunate yet embarrassing situation considering that the victim was wearing tights and a dangling from his own Marquis de Sade Strappado machine. Perfect Death of a Mother is a long-standing favorite book of Barnard fans. Why would anyone want to do away with Mommy Dearest? In Death in the Cold Climate, the suspense heats up when a frozen corpse is found on the outskirts of a small Norwegian town. A close-knit group of townspeople cover up deeply buried and terribly deadly secrets. Death of a Mystery Raider is full of surprises when Sir Farley Stubbs, the great mystery raider, leaves the lion's share of his fortune to his most hated son, and his final manuscript worth millions vanishes. From high society to remote country cottages, Robert Barnard fills every scene with intrigue and suspense. With the detail of his expert detective and the wit of the master, Barnard explores the methods and motives behind each perfect murder gone awry. So there you go. Book number 2. Book number 3, we have Poseidon's Arrow, a Dirk Pitt novel. And this is by Clive Cussler and Dirk Pitt Cussler. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2012 copyright, and this is what it's about. Dirk Pitt is oceanography's answer to Indiana Jones, praises the Associated Press. Exotic locations, ruthless villains, and many narrow escapes. Cussler's fans come for swashbuckling, and he delivers. And now the Cusslers bring us Pitt's most dangerous adventure of all. It is the greatest advance in American defense technology in decades. An attack submarine capable of incredible underwater speeds. Nothing else in any of their nation's naval arsenal even comes close. There's only one problem. A key element of the prototype is missing, and the man who developed it is dead. At this time, ships have started vanishing mid-ocean, usually never to be found again, but when they are, sometimes bodies are found aboard, burned to a crisp. What is going on, and what does it have to do with an Italian submarine that itself disappeared in 1943? Lost at sea, or was she? It is up to Newman director Dirk Pitt and his team, aided by a beautiful NCIS agent and by Pitt's children, marine engineer Dirk and oceanographer Summer, to go on a desperate international chase to find the truth. From Washington to Mexico, Idaho to Panama, what they discover at the end of it is much, much greater than even they imagine. If they don't succeed in their own mission, the world as they know it might end up a very different place, and not a pleasant one. Filled with breathtaking suspense and extraordinary imagination, Poseidon's Arrow is further proof that when it comes to adventure writing, nobody beats Clive Cussler. So there you go. Book number 3. Book number 4, we have Treasure by Clive Cussler. This is what the book looks like. It's got a little fading on the cover right there. This is a 1988 copyright, and this is what the book is about. The treasure that Pitt seeks against all the odds is none other than the great library and museum of Alexandria, the chief wonder of the ancient world, containing an incredible mass of literature, art, and knowledge, from the complete works of Homer and the golden coffin of Alexander the Great to priceless charts of lost gold, mineral and oil deposits that could change the balance of power in the world today. The loss of a library burned in 391 AD has been considered by scholars one of the world's greatest tragedies. When Dirk Pitt discovers the most precious part of it was saved and hidden, the race is on to recover its secrets. A race that involves a deadly plot which could unseat the friendly governments of Egypt and Mexico, expose America to invasion, economic collapse, and political blackmail, destroy Israel, and plunge a large part of the world back into savage barbarism. Clive Cussler gives as a storyteller, which prompted Tom Clancy, the author of Red October, to say, oh, this is just the other. Let's see. Anyone who can put it down has stronger will than I have, having never been better displayed. He weaves a plot upon plot, surprise on surprise, breathtaking and sometimes literal cliffhanger upon cliffhanger. So there you go. Good book. That is number 4. Book number 5, we have Atlantis Found by Clive Cussler. And this is what the book looks like. It is a 1999 copyright, and this is what it's about. September 1858, an Antarctic whaler stumbles on an aged wreck, its grisly frozen crew guarding crates of old antiquities and a skull carved from black obsidian. March 2001, a team of anthropologists gazed in awe at a wall of strange inscriptions moments before a blast seals them deep within the Colorado rock. April 2001, a research ship manned by Dirk and members of the U.S. National Underwater and Marine Agency is set upon and nearly sunk by an impossibility, a vessel that should have died 50 to 60 years before. Pitt knows that somehow all these incidents are connected, and his investigations soon land him deep in an ancient mystery with very modern consequences, up against a diabolical enemy unlike any he has ever known, racing to save not only his life, but the future of the world itself. The trap is set, the clock is ticking, and only one man stands between the earth and Armageddon. Filled with dazzling suspense, intricate plotting, and astonishing set pieces, this is Clive Cussler's greatest adventure novel yet. So there you go. Book number 5. Book number 6, we have The Dark Secret by Elizabeth Atkins Bowman. That's what the book looks like. It's got a little bit of marker rating in the front. This is a 2000 copyright, and this is what it's about. Karen Browley has not seen her sister in years. Not since Charlene ran off to New York to escape the poverty and shame she felt living as a mixed-race child in the slums of Detroit. Karen, a devoted daughter, is horrified to learn that her mother is dying of a rare illness and only Charlene can save her. Now calling herself Camille and passing as a white woman orphaned as a child, Charlene has remade her life in her past, engaged to a rich and powerful Southern aristocrat who adores her. Camille has everything she wanted: money, prestige, and a law career, all her hopes for the future, and a wedding that will seal her new life. Depend on her hidden past remaining hidden. But will the price of her new life be her mother's early death, or will Karen expose her sister's dark secret? So there you go. Book number 6. Book number 7, we have Charleston by John Jakes. This is what the book looks like. It is a 2002 copyright, and this is what it's about. Written in 3 parts, Charleston follows the lives and loves, shifting fortune of the Bell saints and evildoers mingled together in one unforgettable family from the American Revolution through the turbulent antebellum years to the Civil War and the savage defeat of the Confederacy. Delving into our country's history as only he can, Jake paints a powerful portrait of the Charleston aristocracy who zealously guarded their privilege and position, harboring dark family secrets and threatened to destroy them all. Sweeping from the bitterly divided Carolina frontier of the 1770s through the tragic destruction of the city during the Civil War and peopled by a sprawling cast of memorable characters: patriots and cowards, aristocrats and abolitionists, slaves and freedom, heroic men and courageous women. Charleston represents America's premier storytelling at his very best. So there you go, book 7. Book number 8, we have The Attorney by Steve Martini. That's what the book looks like. This is a 2000 copyright, and this is what the book's about. Let's see here. Okay. Now Martini delivers Paul Madrini's most challenging case yet. Having moved to San Diego to be closer to the woman in his life, Madrini takes on the case of Jonah Hale, an elderly man in dire straits. Because of the long-time drug addiction of their only child, Jessica, Jonah, and his wife have been raising their 8-year-old granddaughter, Amanda. After Jonah wins a multi-million-dollar state lottery, Jessica revives her interest in mothering. When Jonah won't deal maternal rights for megabucks pay off, Jessica pulls out all stops. Enter Joe Swade, a flamboyant feminist activist with a talent for making children their victimized mothers disappear. When the next move turns deadly, Madrini finds himself drawn into a web of deceit and high-stakes action in and out of the courtroom. rich with characters drawn from today's headlines, driven by motives both obvious and subtle. The attorney marks the much anticipated return of Paul Mandrini. So there you go. Book 8. Book number 9, we have Count Your Enemies by Paul Nathan. This is what the book looks like. This is a 1997 copyright, and this is what it's about. Twice murder had checked in at Westside General Hospital, and both times Bert Swan, a former reporter and now director of media relations for a huge medical complex, has pivoted, not only making certain that media attention has the proper spin, but also in solving the crimes. He had no training in this type of detective work, but his cunning at getting to sources was easily, if reluctantly, turned into ability to peel away layers of deception, which led to unmasking the killers. Now, Cryle Thomas, an influential member of the hospital's governing board, is demanding Bert's investigatory skills on a private matter. Refusing is not only one of the options, no matter how many second opinions Bert goes after. Thomas's sister, Anne DeVillers, founder and director of the Gale World Institute, has been receiving threatening faxes, and Bert's orders are simple: find out who is responsible and make them stop. Troubled by the assignment, his too rapidly approaching 50th birthday, and things in general, Swan checks in at Gaia, only to find that a group dedicated to peace, harmony, and ecological research is rife with discord, and that an insidious killer is about to strike. So there you go. Book number 9. And the last book of the day, book number 10, is S is for Silent by Sue Grafton. I think I had this before, but I have another one. This is a 2005 copyright. 30. Sometimes I might have doubles come through the store, but they're not all packed together, so I don't know what I have. 34 years ago, Violet Sullivan put on her party finery and left for the annual 4th of July fireworks display. She was never seen again in the small California town of Serena Station. Tongues wagged. Some said she'd run off with a lover. Some said she was murdered by her husband. But for no, not quite 7-year-old daughter Daisy she left behind, her absence has never been explained or forgotten. Now, 34 years later, she wants the solace of closure. In S is for Silence, Kinsey Milhorn's 19th excursion to the world of suspense and misadventure. S is for Surprise, as Sue Grafton takes a whole new approach to telling the tale, and S is for Superb. Kinsey and Grafton at their best. So there you go. So, like I said, come join the Minda family. Leave your comments below and come say hi to me, because I enjoy conversation. So with that, whatever time zone you're in, I hope you're having a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Mwah.